Okay, in this video I want to show you guys the 7 basic chords of the C major scale. Okay, they're all going to be right here within these first 3 frets. So we're going to start with C major. This is our 1 chord, or our home chord. Okay, so we're going to start with our ring finger on the 3rd fret on the A string. Our middle finger is going to go to the 2nd fret on the D string. Then we're going to skip the G string. And then our first finger here goes on the B string at the 1st fret. And then we play the strings down from the A string. So A, D, G, B, E. Okay? So we're going to play all those strings. We're not going to play this top string, the low E. We're just going to go. Okay, so that's our 1 chord. That's our C major. Now our 2 chord is a D minor. And to play that, we're going to play our open D string. And then our middle finger is going to go on the 2nd fret on the G string. Our ring finger will go on the 3rd fret B string. And our first finger goes on the 1st fret high E. And we play from the D string down. Okay, so that's our 2 chord. So that's our C major and our D minor now. We're going to go to our 3 chord, which is another minor chord, which is our E minor. So we're going to have our open low E. And then our middle finger is going to go on the A string at the 2nd fret. Our ring finger goes on the 2nd fret of the D string. And that's it for the chord. Okay, now you just play all 6 strings. Okay, so that's our 3 chord. Now we've got our 1, our 2, and our 3. Okay? Now our 4 chord is an F. Some people have a problem with this one because it's kind of a stretch there, but eventually you'll get used to it and you'll be able to play it no problem. And the way we play that, we're going to start with our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string. Then our middle finger goes on the 2nd fret of our G string. And our first finger goes on the 1st fret of our B string. And we play those three strings. Now you can bar these first 2 strings, which means you just use this part of your finger and you place it on both strings. Okay? Now when you play that, you play all 4 strings. That one might take a little more getting used to, having your finger flat to play it. Okay, so that's our 4 chord, so that's our F major. Now we go to our 5 chord, which is going to be G major. So that's going to be our middle finger on the low E, our first finger on the A string at the 2nd fret. So our middle finger is on the low E at the 3rd fret. Our first finger is on the A string at the 2nd fret. Then we skip our D string, our G string, and our B string, and our ring finger goes on the high E at the 3rd fret. So it looks like this. Then you play all 6 strings. Okay, so that's our 5 chord. Now we need our 6 chord, which is our A minor. So we're going to have our open A string. Our middle finger is going to go on the 2nd fret of the D string. Our ring finger goes on the 2nd fret of the G string. And our first finger goes on the 1st fret of the B string. And then we play from the A string down. So all 5 of those strings. Don't play your low E. Okay. Now, our last chord, our 7 chord, is a diminished chord. It's a minor 7 flat 5, so it's a half diminished, but you can call it minor 7 flat 5 or half diminished. It don't matter. So what we're going to do there is we're going to put our first finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and our pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string. And we're not going to play our low E or our high E, okay? We're just going to play this. Okay, so that's all 7 chords. Now, if I play them, you've got your 1, C major, your 2, D minor, your 3, E minor, your 4, F major, your 5, G major, your 6, A minor, your 7, B minor 7 flat 5, and then you're back to your 1, which is C major. The reason I'm telling you these in numbers also is so that later, if someone tells you I'm playing 1, 6, 2, 5, you can say, okay, well this was my 1, this was my 6, this is my 2, and this is my 5, right? So that would be the progression that you're playing, 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay, or if they say 1, 4, 5, right? Because C is your 1, F is your 4, G is your 5. Well, that's why it's good to know what number relates to each chord or each interval of a scale or a chord, okay? Because all of these chords are created with specific formulas, just like all scales are created with a specific formula, which we'll be getting into at some point. But I hope this video helps. Is what we've done here is we've harmonized the major scale in the key of C. So we can play this. And you're basically playing the C major scale, but you're playing it in chords. That's all. So I hope this is helpful. You guys take care.